Experiencing volatility in the high ticket coaching, consultant, or online education space is a given, especially at low scale. I mean, think about it. Let's say I spend $3,000 a month and I'm selling a 10K thing. I may only make one sale per month and I now get a 3x return on my ad spend, right? Which is very, very common. In the e-commerce space, you can do that in a day and there's a lot more stability. But in high ticket, because you're selling at these high ticket prices, when you're operating at low spend or low scale, it can be very scary, right? You may go 4, 5, 6 days without a single sale and then make 12K in a day. And that's also only on 2 sales, right? You may only make 5 sales for the month, yet you did a 50K month. And it's one of those things that as an agency owner can be very difficult to manage expectations with, especially in the beginning, because if you haven't run a business before, it feels like a lot of risk. So imagine, let's say I am flipping a coin, right? If I flip the coin once, I either win or I lose. But I'm taking a lot of risk. I don't quite know. Imagine that coin is, let's call it $50 a day in ad spend. I could flip the coin, I could win, I could lose. Now let's say I flip 100 coins. I'm spending 5K a day. Very, very different, because if I flip that coin 100 times in a day, I can predictably know probably gonna be 50 heads, probably gonna be 50 tails, give or take a couple. You know, there may be some days that swing, but generally speaking, it's much more predictable than flipping it once and either winning or losing. And that's exactly how ad spend works in this space. Really just anything, depending on traffic volume. If I'm not spending enough, or if I don't have enough traffic coming through the funnel, then I am at the mercy of the variability. Now, the way to switch this in your head is to expand the time horizon. So it's a saying I tell new clients and current clients, or at least remind current clients of all the time, is with ads, especially with ads, you're paying with your time or your money. And so when it comes to understanding the volatile nature of your business, you're paying with your time or your money, right? If I spend a lot in a short period of time, I'm going to be able to predict what's coming next in a very short period of time. If I don't spend a lot in a short period of time, well, then I'm at the mercy of time itself. However, if I take that 1 month and I expand it over 3 months, I may have the same amount of data as someone that spent 3 times as much as I did in 1 month, right? If that makes sense. So I'm basically expanding out the time with which I make judgment calls. And so with any business, the volatility is going to happen. You've got to get used to it. But I encourage you, if you are scared, just expand it out over 3 months. What does this look like out over 3 months? What does this look like out over 6 months? The other thing though is I would not spend anything less than $100 a day. Genuinely, I would not spend less than $100 a day, because let's do the math. Let's say I have a higher cost per call than usual, or higher relatively speaking. I've seen some businesses get away with $1,000 cost per calls, no problem. But let's say my cost per call is $500 and I spend $100 a day. I may only book 1 call every 5 days, right? And out of a 30-day period, let's call it 6 calls that I booked, and I'm at a 20% close rate. I'm closing like 1.5. Right? Whereas if I spend, let's say I spend $500 a day, I'm now going to get 1 call a day. And that 1 call a day over the course of 30, that means I have 30 calls, and now that comes out to like what? 5 to 7, 6, whatever the math is on that. But again, I now know that I'm going to close more deals out of the calls that I book. Same thing though, you're just expanding the time horizon versus compressing it. And it's all based on how much money you're willing to spend. So if you are a consultant, course creator, online education owner, and that volatility scares you, it becomes that much more important to work with or learn from people that have been there and done that. Because when I first started my detailing business years ago, this was the case. And when I attempted the wholesale real estate space, this was especially the case. For a lot of you guys that may not know, I spent about 7 months trying to start a wholesaling real estate business. And ironically, now I run a couple of wholesaling offers, more than one, helping people teach it. And one of my biggest takeaways is that is high ticket to the max. You can close a deal. I've seen people close deals, make $200,000-300K on a single deal. They also spent $50K to get it, right? And that's still a crazy return on ad spend, but they spent 50 grand to lock that thing up. Let's even cut it back to the average, 8K to 15K deal, because the average wholesaler does that much. You're still probably spending 5K a month on advertising for 1 to 3 deals a month at minimum, right? And you have to be okay with that. My problem when I first started was I was broke. So I was knocking doors, I was cold calling, I was texting, I was driving for dollars, I was doing all this bullshit that just expanded my time horizon. Whereas if I just sacked up and said, okay, I'm gonna spend 10K in month 1, and I'll probably burn it, but I may break even. I now compressed my risk, or the time that it takes me to see and receive the data. Because that's the issue. Again, you pay with your time or you pay with your money. And so the goal of this channel and this video is to help you guys understand from my own experiences how I approach this stuff, and hopefully it helps you in the process. But in the beginning, if you're doing sub 100K per month, you will be dealing with extreme volatility, and you will have a hard time wrapping your head around this, especially if this is your first business. So I highly encourage, if you are looking to run ads or get your coaching business off the ground and scale it, or take it from 100K per month to 4, 5, 6 million a month, go ahead and click the link below, book a call with myself or a member of my team. We'll run you through exactly our scaling process for running paid traffic, directing organic content, sales management within the business, and really everything there is to know when it comes to client acquisition for your high ticket consulting, coaching, or online education based business. Now, the other thing is, if you want to just get a better feel as to like the stuff I talk about and what your experience may be like in the high ticket space, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like, comment on the video, let me know what else you'd like to see. Because again, all I really yap about is recent epiphanies in my life and fucking selling high ticket coaching. My background's in ads, emails, whatever. This is something that has been on my mind a lot recently as we've scaled a recent offer to do up to close to 80. I think we did like close to 80K this month. A couple others I can't talk about, which are doing much, much bigger than that. But we did right around 80K we did 8K in ad spend this month, 13K the month before. Again, momentum plays into this, but we know what we're doing. This is how we run shit. Facebook ads, emails, back-end ops, CRM management, sales team management, placing closers, placing setters, you fucking name it, we will get you more clients. And that's what this channel is all about. There is no one better that you can work with in this space. And so again, if you are looking for someone to run your ads for your coaching program or help you scale your operation, click the link below, speak to myself or a member of my team. We'll get your head pointed in the right direction. And if you want to learn more about, again, my thought process, background, and how I approach this whole game, subscribe to the channel, I'll tell you everything you need to know. But the biggest thing is, the more content you consume, the less volatility you'll experience. Same principle applies to pretty much everything. So let's get some more deals. Let's close some high ticket offers and make some money.